Alright, fuckers, welcome back to practicing artwod beginner roadmap, or I guess their intro to form now. I'm just gonna keep calling it beginner roadmap, right? I don't wanna fucking change the title of my entire series just because they changed the title of their program. But yeah, we're practicing the grind node, which are exercises they provide intermittently throughout. Like, they're like batched exercises, right? There's 9 of them that are essentially kind of like little stoppers before we move on to the next thing. I don't fucking know, whatever. The point is that the grind node exercises, we're doing multiple rounding, right? I'm going to continue focusing on, while drawing it, imagining it from a different perspective, and design. Design is the biggest thing. So draw along, join me. I'm so fucking tired of telling people to join me. But I think it's a necessary call to action, because people need to learn that you can only get better by doing. So if you're watching this video, don't. Put me on the fucking background and then give me retention, right? Don't watch me. You're not learning anything by watching me, apart from how valuable art is and how good at it I am. What am I saying? You should watch me. What the fuck am I saying? I'm so fucking distracted because I'm trying to think about drawing. But yeah, the main thing is focusing on making interesting shapes. That's my main priority right now, right? And let's see where that goes. Right. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to have this design be, right? So again, because it's multiple rounding, everything is gonna have this over it, like every shape. That was incorrect. And again, I'm really trying to see this from memory. I did look at some images on Pinterest, as I said I would, from the last video. That was a mistake. So I'm trying to internalize what I learned. What did I learn? Well, there's usually one large base shape, and then there's a lot of little, big, medium, small. It's reflective in real life as well as concept design, right? But there's usually one big shape and then a lot of small shapes that sort of come out of it. Now, the type of shapes that come out of it, I guess, are what's subject to change. I'm just trying to figure out, and again, there's plane changes and stuff like that too. I'm just trying to figure out what I can do, right? That's literally what I'm just trying to figure out. So let's see, maybe we can do something like this. I'm just gonna give this a shot. Right, and we'll see where it goes from here. That line is subpar. I'm trying to essentially incorporate plane changes, right? I don't know why I said it like that, but I'm trying to incorporate plane changes to, oh, maybe my voice really is just that deep. I'm a fucking god. But it's also just trying to give myself the ability to experiment and see where everything goes, right? Because now that I've done that, see, it actually has to be a little bit like that. And now that is my primary base shape, and now I guess it's about designing something interesting inside of these shapes, right? So if I try something like this, I don't even know if the logic holds up here, but that's what I'm trying to experiment with. And it's really nice to have the recalibration of your mind, to be like, we're literally just experimenting, because that's all I'm doing. I'm just experimenting while trying to imagine exactly what I'm drawing in a different perspective, which is insanely difficult. I will keep repeating how difficult it is, and exactly all the thought, everything. Like I will keep repeating exactly everything I'm thinking of while I'm doing this. All right. So if you're wondering, I'm thinking about the box, right? The box this is encompassed in. The plane changes obviously are part of that now. So I have to think of the box. I have to think of drawing the line in the box. These are different angles that are occurring within the box, right? Like this is jutting slightly diagonal. That's going to be jutting now opposite slightly diagonal, right? I'm thinking about my lines being clean while I'm drawing these plane changes with this, which is inside the box, which is what I'm thinking of. And I'm thinking of trying to design something interesting, which is part of these plane changes, which is inside the box with the clean lines that I'm thinking of. And I'm thinking of drawing, while I'm doing this, I'm literally thinking of it in a different perspective. I'm doing my best to literally think of it in a different perspective while drawing it, while thinking of the plane changes, while creating those lines inside the box. So I hope, again, that really breaks down all the fucking things you have to think about. And if you think, oh, like, yeah, I guess that's difficult, try doing that right now. Literally try thinking of the box while you create an ellipse. Try thinking of the box while you just create two symmetrical diagonals, right? Try thinking of that. Try making a 3D form that has diagonals while thinking of the box, right? Now, you've probably realized, oh shit, this is a lot harder than I thought. And now go back and listen to all the things I just said I'm thinking about. And that's why I say art is extremely fucking difficult. Okay? That doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile. Because it is difficult. It's worthwhile because it's difficult. Let's not get it twisted, right? Me saying this isn't meant to deter you. It's meant to inform you that this is normal. I'm literally just trying to essentially reassure you that you are on the right path because it is difficult. Yeah, that's actually the most important thing that I would like to have taken away from this, is that it is normal that it is difficult. It's normal that you're thinking about a million different things. It's literally the prerequisite to art is that you should be thinking about many different things, right? And now this is where we create our little interesting shapes, I guess. See, I already made a mistake there because I made it too close. But I hope that puts into perspective just exactly how much work goes into just being mediocre, like myself. Okay? Just to create this shit, I have thought about a lot. I have thought about a fucking lot. Right? And that is normal. But I'm just looking at the shape. See, that's already so much better than what I was creating before. Just because I have internalized that, okay, there's a primary shape and then there's things that are an adjunct to that shape, right? And I think that already makes it so I can think about, okay, like what are some just small things I can add? Well, I can do something like this, right? And then we can just multiple around it. So I can literally just do something like that. And I think that already makes it a lot better in terms of quote unquote design, right? Because yeah, this is already giving me ideas. See, this is the thing, like all that work I did was not a waste. That last video where basically what I was outputting was garbage was not garbage. It was the moment I needed to be like, I need to understand what these shapes can entail. And now I'm here. Now I'm here. It's amazing. Right? Where I think the perspective is off here. But now I am here. And look, I can just connect that. That's going to be much larger. Right? And then we can just... what can we do? Because obviously this can have a cutout too. And we can do... there you go, we'll do that. It goes past. We'll just do this. Ta-da! And again, I'm thinking about what that would look from the opposite side. Boom! Okay, now this is a shape I'm willing to rotate. Look at that. Two prior videos. The most recent one prior to this part, right, was today, and the one before that was a few days ago. But it's just two videos of me being like, how do I design? How do I create interesting shapes? And now, just from trying to understand, and then I'm looking at Pinterest now. I looked at a couple examples, and I just internalized this one, probably not even the most eloquent way of understanding design, which is there's a large primary shape, and then there are additions to that shape. Just that has allowed me to limit myself, right? We're limiting what my understanding of design is right now when it comes to hard surface, and then being like, okay, I'm gonna do that, and then I will experiment around that. I will create these little changes around that. Now, this is something I'm willing to memorize. This is 100% something I'm willing to memorize, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. That's exactly what we are going to do. So I'm gonna rest my brain, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna analyze this, and we're gonna see what we can do from here, right? Yeah, we're just gonna see. Like, it's all about the effort. So I'm just gonna put in as much effort as possible into memorizing this. Great, I'll be back. And please rest your brain as well, because if you are practicing and you are putting a lot of effort in, that's all that matters. It's just about resting in order for your brain to replay that effort for expedited learning. That's crazy. I can already remember this a little bit better. I'd say about 20 to 30% better. Just when I think about it while I was resting my brain, because of the fact that I'm thinking about it in a rotated manner. I'm thinking about like the underside, the backside, all that stuff, right? So, I mean, we'll see where it goes. It's very easy to say, I think I remember it better, but it's very difficult to, I mean, you just gotta apply, right? It's very difficult to actually put the effort in to remember. So let's try using language, right? We have this is a trapezoid? It's not really a trapezoid, it's more of it's a four-sided shape. Technically it's a parallelogram, right? Parallelogram is just a four-sided shape, no? Or is there some stipulations like they have to be even or something? I don't remember. It's been a while. I was fucking like 9 years old when I learned about that shit. When I learned about that shit, as you can see, I enunciate very clearly. As you can see, I enunciate very clearly because of course your ears are not part of the listening process. But yeah, like that's the thing. While I analyze this, it's not about analyzing it as it is. It's about looking at it and literally trying to think about it in a different angle that which you're going to be drawing it in, right? That's actually what's 10 times more important, because that's actually what is going to create the outcome, right? So, and again, we're not thinking about outcomes in the sense of like that's what we want, but the effort we put in is what's going to create a specific outcome. So the effort I'm putting in right now is I'm looking at this and I'm literally rotating it in my mind, right? Because if I'm rotating it and it's an accurate rotation, then I'm more intimately comfortable and aware, and I'm more intimately comfortable. Yeah, that's the best word. I'm more aware and informed of the shapes, right? So, and I want to be very clear. This isn't something you can just do right off the bat. You can't just look at a fucking shape and just rotate it in your mind as you're looking at it. To maybe the proficiency that I'm doing it right now, and even my level of proficiency probably isn't that much, right? But I'm thinking in terms of beginners, right? You are already going to be struggling just creating the shape. You're already going to be struggling with spatial reasoning as it's occurring in real time. So my thing of spatial reasoning as it's occurring in real time and then rotating it again in my head in real time is 2 layers, right? That does not come easy. And then this is just an extension of that, which is analyzing a shape as it is in space, right? That's step 1, and then replicating it, which is already very difficult from memory. Analyzing shape, replicating from memory, very difficult. What I'm doing is, again, an adjunct. Oh, an adjunct. I love that word. I just found out about it 3 years ago, so I've decided to start using it now. But what I'm doing is the next step to that practice, which is analyze shape and memorize and then apply, right? But something that is a supplement to me analyzing is rotate it in my mind during analysis, because that will make sure that I actually understand it more, right? But we'll see how effective that is, right? The first attempt is not going to be reflective of the effectiveness of the practice, right? It's 500 attempts later is going to be, oh well, was that actually that effective? My hypothesis, it's going to be extremely effective, right? But we don't deserve to know until we put at least 200-300 reps in. So let's see. And again, while I've been talking, I've been analyzing. A very difficult skill, by the way, to talk and to perform the skill itself, especially in art. Try talking and explain to someone what you're doing while drawing. You're gonna realize you're extremely fucking distracted because you're literally talking. So that's also a skill I've been building thanks to this channel over the course of the past, year, right? But really just trying to focus on it more now, especially. Now we'll see. We'll see just how effective my memorization has been, right? We're about to understand exactly. That's it. I can't even think of anything right now, but let's see. And then we have this. And let's not forget that while I'm drawing this, I'm remembering, I'm recalling, I'm rotating, right? It really doesn't come naturally. I want to make that very clear. Like, this is not a quote-unquote natural ability that people are born with. I think I already fucked it up. I think I already fucked it up. But we'll have to just go with it. Right? Because we'll see. We'll see if I fucked it up. There are always, and I made it way too big. I'm aware. I made it way too big. But that's the thing. I have a tendency to make it too big now. Clearly. Oh, it's like this. And I have to think about the perspective. Let's not forget that. There's always the perspective. Something like that. The only thing that matters to me right now is I'm putting in copious amounts of effort to think about the perspective, to think about memorizing this form, to understanding it to a degree which I am happy with. Not satisfied, but happy. Happy in what sense? Happy in the sense that I put in a fucking genuine effort. Right? That's all that matters to me, guys. And girls, but that's all I hope ever matters to you, is that you're just trying super hard to put in an effort. Right? I actually fucked this up completely. And then I forgot I fucked it up and I turned it into the wrong shape. But okay, I messed that up too. Right. Just trying to see, that doesn't make any sense. So it should have been just trying to think. It should have been much further out. I just didn't apply that well at all. Okay, we're still trying this, right? Yeah, this is the angles are also wrong too, but let's see. And then we had a trapezoidal-like shape. Something like that, right? And then we have this. But that doesn't make any sense because there's something else that's supposed to be there. But what else? Oh yes, this. right? Which is I know it wasn't like this, by the way. I'm pretty aware. I'm just trying to figure it out. Right. And then we had. What was here? Was it like that? Okay, so the ideas are there. The application, I'm very well aware, is not what is wanted. Okay, so I messed up a lot. Yeah, see, I had the idea down for this. I just wasn't I wasn't thinking hard enough about the perspective. So I can give myself, again, I can give myself credit for making an effort, but I can also be very honest with myself and say I didn't make enough of an effort, right? Because it was the understanding of the shape that was an issue, and I can see I forgot that it went up like that, and that it should have been further out. The shape is already a little too big, right? Yeah, it's a little too big. Yeah, it was mainly the lack of consistency in the perspective that I was seeing. That's actually what caused most of the issues, is the lack of consistency with the shape that I was seeing. If anything, then this should have been way out. Yeah, because that would follow how that is. And the width of this, again, is supposed to be the width of this. So it's like literally right at the top. So little things I just completely forgot, right? It's the relation of shapes next to each other that also matter. But hey, I'm just happy that I tried. But I'm also going to be very honest, and I know that I could have tried much harder, right? I want to have nothing in the tank. You know, I've been fucking just paraphrasing and quoting and just regurgitating a lot of what Alex Hormozy says. But that shit resonates with me so much. Just fucking try. Just do the hardest that you can, right? Everything else, at the end of the day, we can only really control our effort. So again, let's try thinking about a large shape that can be created, and it can be completely different. I want to experiment with something completely different, right? So again, that angle was difficult to do, and I still messed it up quite drastically. And see, I fucked that up too. And that's okay. That's completely fine. I actually was supposed to do something else. I just decided to connect them inadvertently, but I can fix that because now I know how I can make this shape a little bit more interesting. But yeah, it's all about seeing and thinking. I'm doing my best to try to understand how to see and think, and to make my ideas more clearly understandable on paper. So I'm gonna leave that there for now, and then let's do something like okay, so if that's how I want to do it, then we should think about it something more like this. Right? I am trying to create something unique, interesting, and that has potential to be a design that requires, or that I can rotate from memory, right? But we also need to think very, very, very hard. And I'm very happy for that. I'm very happy that right now it is extremely difficult for me to think about this in a different angle. Something like this. And these lines are what's going to help me understand the perspective a bit better, right? And I wasn't so bad at this. It's taken me 40 hours to be able to draw. Like, you see how there's no indication of the box yet, but everything is in correct perspective, because again, like, I've spent so long in just trying to understand. And now, and truly, there is no mystery as to how long I've spent or what I did, because it is all documented. Everything is documented, right? Up until, like, from the 2-year point and onwards, right? From my literally channel intro, the first video, everything is documented. And there's definitely going to be a video showcasing what occurred in that 2-year point. Okay, so let me try something like... There you go. Let's see what this can result in for us. And let's how do I want the shape to go? You gotta think about direction. Well, I want it to go down, so let's go have it go down. Of course, there are perspective issues, but this may look wrong right now, but it is not. It's just I see. Okay, I think I know what I can do with this. There you go. Of course, I'm gonna multiple around this and try to understand. See, and then now I just lost, for the past 30-40 seconds, the ability to draw it from a different angle in my mind, right? Why did I lose it? Because evidently this is very difficult. Just only reason, well, literally the only reason is because it's very difficult, right? Nothing else needs to be said apart from that. And again, consistently I need to reinforce the perspective. These tiny lines are kind of what create that knowledge for me. And again, the ability to constantly make mistakes is what reinforces what's working with what isn't, right? And it's very difficult. I know that looks like eyes now. That's pretty interesting. I didn't expect the shape to look the way it did, but... And again, we can actually just multiple around this as well. There you go. Now, we cannot forget that we literally have something over here as well that takes precedent. So now we have a skeleton, actually. And the next step is to understand where this skeleton can go, right? What is interest? What is interest in this sense, right? I could technically just do something like, hold up. Well, it's not exactly symmetrical, is it? Right? But I could literally also just do something like this. So it's like, oh, okay, it's connected, right? But in this case, what is interest? What the fuck can I do to create visual interest, right? And this is the part where I'm really thinking about design as well, right? I don't understand design. I just know that if I create a lot of plane changes and diagonals and stuff, it starts to look interesting. But it's not about what does it start to look interesting. It's about why and when does it start to look interesting, right? So for me, it's just about figuring out what needs to be done in order to create something compelling. Because something compelling can exist once I've figured out how to compel. I'm so deep. Fuck. Right. Now, I could do something here, but we have to be very careful as to how we approach it. Because I have to think ahead, right? We have to think ahead as to how we're going to approach this. Something like that. Okay, that is something. I'm not gonna deny that. Right. So quote unquote mask-like shape. But again, it's about how we connect it, right? So this could end up becoming something like this. There you go. And then again, we can just shape it back. Over here, like so. And then now I have to spatially reason, because that's literally all this ever is spatial reasoning. Oh wait, and then it's inward and then outward. See, I fucked that up. And the depth is incorrect now. Just trying to figure it out. Just trying to figure it out. Slowly but surely trying to understand what creates complexity. You know, even with these, do we just do that, or can we do this? How does that affect what happens here? Right. Something like that. Again, it's all experimentation. Trying to figure out what makes sense. Now this is good. This is really good because this is a big mistake. And now this really forces me while I drew it to think about the other side, right? That's cool though. That's interesting. I'm not gonna memorize this shape because it goes past the stipulations that I set for myself. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out because I keep going back and forth, like whether I should practice the memory drawing while I create the design, like one design at a time, or would it be good to do it once I've started creating interesting designs? I mean, I think honestly I should just start memory drawing and practicing it. Not really hurting anybody, right? And I mean, I get to hurt my brain, which is the most important part. So if I'm gonna fucking back up what I say, might as well just keep making things more difficult and start memory drawing or resume memory drawing. This is something hopefully I don't keep going back and forth on, right? But okay, let's analyze the shape. Let's try to figure out what it is like. And I'm analyzing it, but I'm thinking about it in different perspectives as I'm analyzing it. So that's what's most important to me, right? Because yeah, like these perspectives are easy. It's to do it in a different way, like completely opposite to how we see it, right? That's the difficulty. And don't ever want to give myself too much time. Yeah, these jut out, it goes in. We have 1, 2, 3, I see. Okay. Layers, you could call them. Maybe I should do something like this. There you go. That way it's like, okay, it's a three-dimensional shape, right? But I'm just trying to think. And I'm trying to think about it from a different angle too, so that's the most important part. There's a lot of plane changes to think about when you have to draw something like this, to be honest. And what will probably help is thinking about what the bottom plane looks like, because the bottom plane is what I'm going to start with, right? So I think it would be beneficial to really try to understand what that looks like, especially because I'm going to be starting from this bottom angle over here. So here's the quote-unquote unsexy part of the work, right? Where I'm literally just staring, speaking out loud because I'm trying to explain what I'm thinking of, and I'm just thinking. I'm literally just staring and thinking and analyzing and thinking and staring and thinking. Minutes will go by, but I am working, right? I am practicing the skill, because that is the difficult part, right? To understand what it is that's being done. Okay, we're gonna have to try. This is gonna be very difficult. I don't see myself memorizing more than even like 20% of this. But recall is how we learn as well. Recall is a huge part of it. But it's very difficult. It's fucking excruciatingly difficult, right? So I think that's the wrong placement of that. Yeah, it is the wrong placement. Should have been over here somewhere. Okay, so now we have that. Yeah, it is the wrong placement. It literally should have been over there. I should have made this thinner here. See, like I literally lost my place because I didn't even know where I was going. There you go. And then here. Okay, so I fucked up the perspective again. But it's what it is. Let's see. something like that. Yeah, that was the angle here is definitely incorrect. And that's just off as well. Okay, but now we have to think in terms of this, right? I don't think that's what it was like. Because like that shape we don't even see the top of. No, I think I messed something up. Hold up. Let me try to remember the shape. This gets very incorrect. I already know it's very incorrect. I'm just trying to recall what was done. Because there was a... Okay, so the top shape, I drew that. The goggles, right? And then it went down. And then it jut out, right? How did this end up getting involved? Jut out, and then we had the smaller thing, right? We had a smaller version of it. None of what I'm saying is going to really make sense because it's abstract, and I'm trying to recall literally just what I did. But this is the process, for if it helps. But anyways, it definitely helps. The fuck, not if it helps. This is the process, my guy. But let's see. Because I thought about how it could be when it came to connecting it. That was the top part. Yeah, that was the top part. Okay, so there have been some things that have been incorrect, but I think what we have here is it juts out, and then do we get the cylinders? Is that something that I can do? And then what was the shape here? It was like something like that, maybe. Right. And then what happened? And then the top shape was the goggles? What? That doesn't make any sense. What was the top shape? Bro, this is so hard, it's amazing. Was it that? Okay, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so obviously very, 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 very different. So this is also one thing that I messed up. Okay, like I had the right idea. It was just extremely hard to recall, right? You can see that this is where my current abilities lie when it comes to memorization. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm just gonna keep trying, right? Very difficult, incredibly difficult, and I'm trying to put as much energy, because that's all we have, effort and energy, into it as possible. So I'm gonna rest my brain and we're gonna try again. But yeah, saying, oh wow, this isn't that bad to memorize, and then doing, completely different, right? But again, the shit that you see here is going to lay the foundation. So That's what I'm happy about. It's all about foundation. Okay, let's try. Probably does help to maybe try drawing things from the bottom. Then again, it doesn't help really because yeah, I just need to be able to understand things better, analyze it as I draw it, right? Let's see, what are we trying to do? Okay, what kind of shape do I want? I already did something. No, let's just start with. Yeah, let's start with that. And we can make it multiple rounded, right? And let's see. This is just purely experimentation, so right. Cool. But where does that take us? Right? Let's see, let me close this off. Wonder if I can insinuate multiple rounding with this as well. Of course, my lines always need work. Try to understand the multiple rounding. Oh yeah, those are some bad lines. Holy shit, that's a horrible line. But see, just something like this could be fruitful, no? Just something like that. Again, trying to think about it from a different angle, which is very difficult. Just trying to figure it out right now, what I can do. Let's see, let's just make this kind of basic, I guess. Just don't want the perspective to be too off. See, like it's already a bit off there, but let's just connect it as I intended to. There we go. Okay, well, it doesn't look too bad. I just have to figure out what we can do to make it make sense a little. We've got that. Can something like this even happen? Where it can round like so? I guess it could. There you go. Sure. And then maybe yeah, that's what I meant to do. Right? Same thing here. Maybe. That doesn't really make much sense. Let's leave the tiny details. Let's think about the big picture shape that we're doing right now. And then maybe we could do something like this. right? Really thinking about it as a rounding on rounding in sense, really just stacking these roundings and making them make sense. Maybe this can be something that's jutting out. Right. There you go, and then we just connect it. And that's a rounded shape. There you go. I think, again, like, the shapes could always use work, but just the ideas that I'm finally starting to get in terms of it's all based on a larger sort of body. Jesus Christ, fucking this mucus in my throat, this cold's never going away. I swear to it. And everything's just kind of based off of that, right? Still figuring out the roundings themselves, of course. But it doesn't hurt to try. Okay, so like that's a bit off, but let's see. And just trying to draw these from a different perspective, trying to think about it from a different perspective as well. Because plane changes are of course very important. Let's see. I know I keep repeating the same shit. That's because the same shit's really all you need. As good old Alex Hormozy said, people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. You don't need to be taught that perspective is important. You need to be reminded consistently that perspective is a key fundamental. Fundamental. See, there you go. We created more form there now. We can multiple around that shape. My lines obviously weren't the best there, but that's good, right? These are all good things to struggle in. And there you go. And then again, like we can add form indications like so we understand that this is a three-dimensional shape. Right? Same thing there. That's a freaking pretty good shot. But kind of looks like a car spaceship type ordeal, so it's not bad. Not bad at all. Now I want to be able to draw it. I want to rotate this, right? This is the difficult part. I need to analyze and rotate it. I guess honestly I should start using words that we need to give language. I think language is a big thing, right? Language is what gives a lot of things meaning and power, and when we hold meaning and power, we can take over the world. So, wow, such a fucking horribly executed. I didn't even try to put energy, be like, oh, we can take over, yeah, but do the world. Just this. I know I'm dying because I'm just tired. The jokes aren't even funny anymore. They're just expressions of my melancholy. So, let's see. Let's try to memorize this. So this is car. This is basically spaceship car shape, you know, with like fucking cylindrical engines inside of it, you know. So that's what I need to do. That's what I need to internalize. And again, like this shape right here, what's happening here? Underneath, because I'll be drawing it from underneath. What is happening? Right? That's difficult. I need to draw that in my mind. Okay, I think I kind of understand what's happening. So let's try to do this from imagination, or memory, which is technically imagination, right? Ugh, disgusting, but tasty. But okay, let's see. I'm just gonna memorize it, analyze it a bit more. All right, this one was really clearly very difficult. We'll see how this one goes, right? All that matters is I put a lot of focus, just a lot of focus into it. It's very difficult. What I'm doing right now is like it's really hurting my brain. It's very uncomfortable because it's so different. Okay, let's give it a shot. Right? Yeah, I need to do it. Okay, I should probably talk while I draw. So there's this, and then we can assume it's something like this. Because it goes diagonally, right? Because everything is going inwards, so it's like that, right? Same thing's happening here. It's obvious it's coming in a little bit. Let's try to make the lines a bit cleaner. And then we're back again, right? Are we back again? We might be back again. Let's see. It's like something like that. The proportions are probably going to be a little bit off, but and then this thing is something that, there you go, something like that, right? It has the rounding as well, but everything is basically just going inwards, right? Even this, and then because it's rounded inwards, so we really don't see much on that side, I don't believe. This side is just, try to think, because then we might see something like this, right? This little windshield area. Don't really see much outside of that, and again, yeah, you don't really see much there. You see this little windshield coming out about, right? Maybe we see a little bit of this, you know, the little cylindrical stuff. To be honest, that's basically it, no? I know it's completely off, but that's basically it. And then you get these little indications. I'm pretty sure this shape is already incorrect. Let's see. Okay, so what's it? What didn't I get wrong is the question, but no. Let's see what. Oh, I completely forgot this, the cylinder. Well, I literally forgot the cylinder, even though I knew the cutout existed. So it was. Okay, technically. Okay, I forgot this. Obviously, this thing that was shutting out, and the windshield. So I was understanding relatively what was going on, but obviously in terms of the actual shape, it was much larger here, and now this time I scaled down. So clearly me drawing from memory requires a lot more effort on my end, and like it's fine. I'm okay with what it requires, but yeah, I'm just thinking, perhaps I didn't choose the best angle, right? I probably should have chosen an angle where I would be able to draw a lot more. This one ended up becoming like this, kind of. But obviously this one, there's a lot more to draw because things are sticking out more. This one, not really. But not bad. I mean, at the end of the day, I tried to memory draw. I'm already creating more interesting designs simply based on the premise that I'm like, okay, just start with a general large shape. Or at the very least, if I start small, I create a large shape around it. right? I think this and this are my favorites. This one's okay. This kind of just looks wonky because I didn't really do much with it, and I didn't push the boundaries. Like if we take that away, that looks pretty cool, right? This looks pretty decent, but yeah, that kind of just takes away from it. But either way, that was fun. That was a good challenge. I would love, dude. I would love to draw like 10 hours a day, but this is what I'm gonna cap it at here, right? And I'm gonna keep trying to draw from memory, keep trying to figure things out, keep analyzing, really push my abilities. But yeah, like I started good here. It's just I didn't expand this out far enough. Like this is not expanded as much as it needs to be. But that's also because I didn't understand the space as well as I could have, right? I think that's also part of it. But either way, that was fun. I keep saying the same shit and then I end it with either way. So I'm proud of myself for just being a fucking broken record, apparently. Also, I was just checking how much time has passed. It's been an hour. I'd say this is good work for an hour. And this is the reality. Like, this is what an hour of intentional practice looks like. For me, maybe for you, you can do more or you do less. But the keyword's always intentional practice, right? Intentional practice, using your brain, using your body, right? Thrusting vigorously, all that stuff. But this is what it feels like. Fucking K-pop demon hunters. I'm so tired of that shit. I'm so fucking tired of that shit. It was a decent movie. It was generally entertaining. It was nothing fucking groundbreaking. But I understand why it was as well received as it was. Because it was still something different. And it was still something relatively unique. Right? So yeah. Mid shit, as they say. Mid shit. Not even as an insult. Right? I'd say it's above mid. It's a solid 6. Right? 1 point above average. 1 point above average. That's a solid rating. But maybe 6.5. But either way, the fucking Jesus Christ. I hope you had fun. I hope you put a lot of effort in, right? Never forget, drawing is thinking. Drawing takes effort, and you are capable of that effort over a long enough time horizon, right? How long? 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Stop thinking in fucking days, weeks, and months, right? Think just disregard the future in the sense of like what your fucking 3-week goal is. Think about the now. Focus the efforts on the now. I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you had fun too. As always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing. And please come my money hand motions. Okay, bye.